Christianity. Hallquist repeatedly bashed Christians, tweeting this, quote, "And we worry about Sharia law, double exclamation point. Radicalized Christians are a part of the American landscape and we tolerate it," suggesting we shouldn't tolerate it, whatever that means. In response to a story about a mother stabbing her son, Hallquist tweeted this, "I'll bet she calls herself a Christian." Other tweets denounce Christian hypocrites or called even evangelists crazy. Robin Biro is a former Obama regional campaign director. Chadwick Moore is a conservative journalist from New York City, and they both join us tonight. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming on. Robin, first to you. Clearly,
Yes,
there are Christians who are not worth defending. That's for certain. The Westboro Baptist freaks or whatever.
Thank you.
But what I'm so struck by is that there's no defending that, but in the speech codes that all of us live under, I think you'll have to admit the only religion that you can attack is Christianity. If she had subbed in another great world religion, one of the other two Abrahamic faiths, or she put Christians in there, she'd be out of the race tomorrow. Why is that?
You know, that's tricky. I looked at all of the texts that referenced the Christianity that she had sent out. And she did. You were correct to lead up to the story to say that she tweeted about a mother who killed her son because he was gay, and apparently she was a Christian, and this went against her religious beliefs. That certainly is radical and wrong and reprehensible. And you were absolutely correct to call out Westboro, who pickets, you know, the funerals of fallen soldiers.
But they're like
six
of them. Funerals. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and by the way,
so these are
I've always
fringe
thought they're probably
elements.
Liberals. Yeah.
Well, you know, these are the most fringe elements. She's calling them out. You know, I don't want to besmirch her free right to speech. You know, as a transgender woman, she's come under a lot of criticism.
No, but, well, I don't know if she has or not. I think she's celebrated for it, actually. Let's stop pretending. Of course she is celebrated for it. But let me ask you, I'm not attacking this person. I'm just saying, if Chadwick, if you're upset about people killing others for being gay, and I think we should be upset about that, it's awful.
Yes.
Is Christianity the primary offender there? Or even
I'm pretty sure, no, it's not close at all. I'm pretty sure there's another large world religion that is pretty much known for it.
But could you say that?
I don't know if I'm allowed to even say the name of it without getting harassed by the SPLC and God knows who else. You're absolutely right to acknowledge Hallquist's transgender privilege. She can get away with many, many things simply by being transgender. I mean, who knows if that's even how she won this primary. But while the entire country is fixated on the fact that she's transgender, nobody knows anything about her policies. In fact, all we can think of, all we know, well, yeah, you know that she's for Medicaid for all. She's a climate alarmist. She believes in $15 minimum wage, and that's kind of it. I mean, she was on CNN this morning, looking half dead. You could probably just very low energy. She was on CNN this morning, and she couldn't even answer the question about what socialism is. She said, "I don't know what socialism is. I'm not qualified." She was asked if she believed in capitalism, and she couldn't even answer that question. Who is this person? All we know is it's someone who's transgender, and let's just celebrate that. Can they lead the entire state of Vermont?
What would happen, Robin, if she had said there is a great world religion that actually has a long and recent track record of murdering gay people, and she just said that?
Yes.
What would her fellow Democrats have said to her, I wonder?
Are you talking about the Muslim faith?
I'm talking about the one Abrahamic faith that has a long and recent track record of murdering gays. Yeah, that would not be Christianity or Judaism. What would happen if she said that's factually true? Would she be considered brave for saying that?
It's factually true. In my opinion, yes. You know, I'm a veteran, of course. That's a problem. So, you know, she would have been correct to have asserted that, just as she is correct to call out people like Westboro Church and some of the radical extremists. They're radical extremists in every religion, and I think that when you become radicalized, regardless of your faith, I think that's a problem. Just like Westboro Church, as you were very correct to point out.
You're talking about
that's a problem.
But that's not actually not actually true. I mean, in this country. And in Western Europe, at least to speak for two regions, in the last 20 years anyway, there hasn't been a lot of Christian terrorism, actually. There's been a lot of Islamic terrorism. It's not an attack on all Muslims. I like a lot of Muslims. But let's be real. But you can't be honest, can you, Chadwick? I mean, there's a penalty for just stating the obvious, and the factually true.
Well, I don't understand this sort of left-wing LGBT obsession with Christians. I imagine a lot of it comes from, Hallquist talks about growing up in a Catholic school, and because he was an effeminate little boy, in his words, getting a bunch of garbage from the nuns and the priests. Okay, fine. The difference between left-wing LGBTs and conservative and libertarian LGBTs is we can actually grow up and get over it and move on. And we don't still blame all of our problems on things that happen to us for children. Obviously, Christianity has moved leaps and bounds. American society in general has moved leaps and bounds from probably when Hallquist was a child, yet you still blame, like, why are you blaming an entire religion for all of your problems? And yeah, you're right. These radicalized Christians, there's like 10 of them in the country. Who cares?
Gentlemen, I'm sorry we're out of time. I appreciate both you coming on. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you so much, Tucker.
Plastic straws have been banished from public life with shocking speed.